Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a really good day. For today's video, I am doing something that I've wanted to do for the longest time, but I just haven't had the courage to do. I am going to be talking about why I don't like the education system. Before I get into that, I just want to say, sorry I've been a little bit gone for a while. I did film some vlogs, but I ended up not posting them because I wasn't happy with how they looked, and school has been really busy. But I am back and I am very excited to make this video. I have wanted to do this for the longest time and I have a lot of things on my mind that I do want to say. If you do want to subscribe, make sure you do so, and all of my social medias are linked down below as always, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Something that I strongly dislike about the education system is that it is so outdated and that it really is only for a small number of people. So they test everybody the same way, and that's just not right because everybody learns differently and everybody is all different. So everyone's different. We've all got different likes, different passions. We all learn differently, and it's only testing in one way, and I really dislike that. So people who are not book smart end up feeling stupid. They end up feeling stupid because they believe that because they aren't good at school, they are stupid and that they're not going to get anywhere in life. And that makes me so angry. I personally am not book smart, and I've said that a lot of times, and school makes me feel really crap when I feel like I'm the worst person in the class, and it's just not a nice feeling at all, and I just wouldn't wish it on anybody. So therefore I believe myself to think that I am stupid, even though there are things that I am good at, but because I'm not good at school, I don't think of those things and I put myself down a lot. It leads to people feeling stressed, anxious and suicidal. This goes without saying. Schools does this all the time, and it's the education system. People who are in exams, or if they're just feeling stressed and anxious about tests, they can get depressed. It can really make mental health worse. They can suffer from eating disorders, or they can just get so much things wrong with them, and it can often lead to suicide, which is really sad. I think I read that Ireland is one of the 4th highest suicide rates in Europe, I think, and that's sad. Grades determine worth. So for example, if you've got a class, the children or kids who get A's are compared to the children who don't get A's, who get like D's, or if they fail, and that's just really sad. And for me personally, I compare myself to everyone in the class. If I get let's say a C or a D, I compare myself to the smartest people in the class, and I'm thinking, why can't I be like them? And it does make me very sad, and often I do get upset about my grades. It's almost like a one-size-fits-all kind of a theory. So when I was thinking about writing these notes, and I was thinking about it this morning, it basically is like a one-size-fits-all kind of theory. You know those jumpers or clothes that you can buy, the one-size-fits-all? That is the standard that students are expected to meet. We're all in school, we are all expected to fit into that one-size-fits-all type of category, and that's ridiculous because everyone, like I said at the beginning, learns differently and is different, and that's just bullshit. The education system needs to change fast. The courses for, let's say for Leaving Cert, I've begun to realise that it has a massive course to cover, have to learn fast, and not all can keep up. So in each subject there is a massive curriculum, and it's crazy. For example, in English there's so much, biology there's so much, history, it's just in every subject there's so much. So it's hard to keep on top of everything. So if you've got 7 subjects or 8 subjects for Leaving Cert, or for Junior Cert you've got 12, I don't know how many Junior Certs have anymore, but Leaving Cert, if you've got 7 or 8, each subject demands so much, and it's hard to keep on top of that, and it's hard to make time to revise everything. And it does mean that sometimes teachers are not willing to slow down because they have such a big course to cover that they have to finish the course, as opposed to you understanding what's in the course. So if you're doing a chapter that you don't understand and you say it to your teacher and they speed up because they can't afford to slow down, which I think it's more important that a student knows how to do something as opposed to just get the course done and there are things that they don't know how to do. It doesn't cover topics we need to know about, i.e. emotional health, mental health, sexual health, things we need to go through life. So I think this is really important. We do learn about all of those things in a minute way. We don't learn about mental health. We don't have a mental health class. We don't have emotional health class. We don't have, I suppose physical health could be PE, but in terms of learning about sicknesses and how to look after yourself, we don't have a class. We don't have a sexual health class, because that's important. You need to know about sexual health. We don't have classes on how to get us through life in terms of when you go to college, how to cook, how to clean, how to balance school life, how to balance going out. There's nothing like that. That's what I think is awful. Teachers. Now, teachers in schools are definitely underpaid, and I find that to be very annoying, because teachers are very, very important. In my opinion, they are just as important as doctors or lawyers or business people, because they are educating the youth, and this youth is going to be the future, and they are extremely underpaid. Also, teachers, some of them can be very nice, however some aren't. They are genuinely not good teachers. Some teachers are very, very smart and they know their subject, they just can't teach it, and I think that just defeats the whole purpose of a teacher. And they belittle students, make them scared and turned off of the subject. So there have been a few teachers that I've had over my years of school that have made me scared, just because they're just a kind of an abrupt person, or they push feelings, or they push their opinions onto you, and it's not good. Also, I have an example. So French, for example, I am doing ordinary level, but for junior cert I had a bad teacher, and I know that's bad for me to say, but it is, and it's true. Sorry, there's a tractor. Yep, so I had a bad teacher for junior cert, and I kind of pushed French to the side, and I hated French, and I ended up getting a D in my junior cert, which was kind of bad, I'd say. Anyway, so I went into TY and I had this new teacher, and she was lovely, and I learned more French. And bearing in mind I still was awful at French, yet I was getting better, and I talked to her and I said I'm finding French really hard, and she was really nice and really supportive. And lo and behold, I actually have that teacher this year, and she is lovely. And I have two French teachers technically, but they are both so nice, and I've realised that they've made me want to learn. So I know I'm in ordinary level, but in higher level I was getting like about 50% or 40%, even in junior cert. So when I went up to ordinary level, well, I suppose technically down to ordinary level, I was getting like 80 and 90, and I know I'm doing ordinary level, yes, but I studied hard to get that, and I wanted to study. And I think that is when you know a teacher has motivated me, because I wouldn't have never ever studied French before, because I was like, oh, it's just French, but I was actually motivated. And that is what a good teacher can have on you. You want to study, you want to do good, and I think that is really good. Yeah, but there are some teachers who do bully and who make you don't like the subject, and who do genuinely scare you, and I think those are the kind of teachers that I just should not be teachers, definitely. Many things we learn in school we don't need in real life. For example, algebra. I don't care how many times people argue with me that we need algebra. We do not need it. English even. I love English. I do love English, but to be fair, I'm not gonna get in. Like, I could get fine in life not knowing about Hamlet or Macbeth, or learning about poetry, or learning about Wuthering Heights. I could get fine in life without knowing that. Irish is a touchy subject. I personally don't like Irish because I don't like the way it's taught. I think it just takes away from the beautiful language that it is, and it's just taught really badly, and therefore I think I could get fine in the world not knowing Irish, and I just think we need to broaden our subjects, so things that can actually help us in the real world. Someone's success is determined on their grades. A smart person has loads of opportunities, whereas a non-smart person doesn't. However, people are talented in different ways. So what I'm talking about here is a person who is book smart, a person who gets on really, really well in their leaving cert or their A levels or whatever other countries call it, who do really well and end up who have incredible professions like a doctor or a lawyer or a nurse or anything like that, who get on really, really well. However, for some people who don't, let's say who find school very difficult or who don't get on as well, they are expected to have a kind of a worse off life. However, those people could be talented in different ways. They could be creative, they could be an amazing dancer, they could actually be a good teacher. Okay, so I have a theory, that people, now I'm not saying this for everyone that goes across, I'm just saying people who are, let's say, aren't smart or don't want to be a teacher in terms of like being a biology teacher or being a science teacher or a maths teacher or something like that. But I feel like some people do have a talent to be a teacher, but in a different way. They could be a teacher for like emotional or like a counselor or something like that. And I think schools haven't taken that yet. So I do think people could be teachers in different ways, if that makes any sense. I hope that makes sense. Probably doesn't. I just think there are lots of things that people can be in schools, but they aren't being tapped into yet. Subjects are too basic and there isn't much room for creativity. So for example, in Ireland, we kind of have your standard Irish maths, and well, I suppose Irish isn't standard, but like maths, languages and English and like science and things like that, but we don't have different kind of subjects. I know in a couple of schools in like England or in America you can do photography and you can do different things like that, but unfortunately in Ireland you can't do that. You're kind of, the only creative thing you can do really is art or music, but we don't really have anything else, and I feel like that is limiting quite a lot of people to certain things. So because people think that they are bad, they're not book smart, they think that they aren't good at anything else or they can't be anything creative, if that makes sense. Also, the day for the school is so long with short breaks. So for example, I start my day at 7, school starts at 9 and I'm home at 20 past 6, and by the time I'm in bed it's around 10:30, 11. So the day is definitely too long. You know, you've got to like 9 till 3 for us anyway, or 9 till 20 to 4. That's a long day, and on top of that you're expected to do 2 hours of homework and you're expected to study, which leaves then little time for physical activity, bonding with family, or studying. You know, you don't have enough time. And this is going to sound gross, but I'm going to say it anyway. There are certain times that I have been like, do I have time to shower tonight? Because I have so much to do. Yep. So homework. I think homework is too much. Students spend too much time doing it, and by doing it, motivation decreases. Now, I am a believer that homework is actually good. If you give a right amount of homework, it can help you revise, and it is actually good, but way, way too much of it is given. By the time you're finished it, you do not want to do any study, and you just don't have a time for yourself either. Also, if you take a break, let's say there are loads of people who are doing exams and they take a break, a day off homework or study, they're let to feel guilty about that. They feel like they're not doing enough, and I just think that's not right either. I think everybody needs a break. I think the education system gives young people too much stress at a raw and young age. At an age we're forced into school. In secondary school, you're forced to think about what you want to do, think about where you want to be, and you're forced to work for something that you don't know about, you don't know what you want to do. And at an age where you're so young and raw, you need to be doing other things. You need to figure out yourself, figure out who you are. You know, I don't know, it's hard. And I just think school and the education system is kind of taken away and breaking young people. Yeah. And there is not enough help for people who struggle, i.e. dyslexia or mental health. So is enough help for people who struggle with school, if they struggle with maths or English or Irish or anything like that. There isn't enough help given, because there's one teacher per 30 students, or sometimes even more than that, and that one teacher physically can't get around to everybody, and in a 40-minute time frame they can't get around to everybody, so people are pushed to the side. It's kind of like a race. There's some people almost near the finishing line, and there's some people just who aren't going to get there because they don't have enough motivation, they're not helped, they're not supported, and they feel like that they're not good enough. For mental health, there definitely isn't enough help. I think there isn't physically enough time in schools to focus on mental health with all of the different subjects, and teachers are busy, students are busy, and I think there does need to be time made for that, because if you've got a good mental health, then you can focus on your studies, whereas when you don't, it's harder to focus on studies. School authoritative figures need to be more understanding and approachable. So a good student-teacher relationship. So I highly think this is important. I think they need to be approachable and supportive of students, and it is, I find, very important, because when they're not, and when you feel like you can't approach somebody, that is when problems are had. When I think a good student-teacher relationship, I think the benefit of that is if you're struggling, you can talk to the teacher and they can help you. But if it's a bad student-teacher relationship, they're not going to be likely to listen to you, or you're not going to be likely to listen to them. It's just not good. Also, I think authoritative figures like principals and things like that need to be supportive and need to have respect for students, and obviously vice versa. The school system definitely needs to be changed. For example, apps are updated every week. So on your phone, you get a new Snapchat app update every week, or you get a Facebook update every week. Yet the education system hasn't been updated in a century. Okay, obviously there have been updates, like they've been like the Leaving Cert and the Junior Cert, but I mean, there hasn't been a dramatic, massive change. So I think if we can update apps on our phone, if we can update makeup and stuff, we can update the education system, because it is affecting so many people. It's just annoying. It gets on my nerves. And that is everything that I did want to say in terms of what I don't like about the education system. There are a lot more, but I didn't want to make this video like a million years long. I'll be here all day. So now I'm going to talk about my experience in school. So I'm in 5th year, I'm 18 years old, and I have struggled with school for as long as I can remember, and I've made videos talking about this already, but I don't want, I'm getting emotional already. Whew. I don't want to sit in a class and feel like I'm the most stupid person in the class anymore. I hate it. There's not one class that I don't sit in and I don't feel like I'm not stupid in. I look around at everyone else and I wonder why I can't be as smart as them, and I hate it. It's just, on a regular basis, it just makes me feel like crap. I come home and I feel so upset, and it's just not it's not right, and I think it does need to change. There are things that I am good at, and I may not have found all of them yet I am made to believe that because I am not book smart, I am stupid, and I hate it. I want the education system to change badly, because I don't want to think of my children feeling the same way that I do in school. So I do think it has to change, because I am sick of sitting in class feeling like I am the most stupid person there, and feeling like I am not going to get anywhere, and I can't take it anymore, and I think there needs to be a massive change. For anyone who is struggling in school, please stay strong. You can do this. Do the best that you can and focus on yourself. Try and stay healthy. Focus on you, a healthy mind, and you can do anything. Just keep working hard, and I know it's hard, and it's so hard to motivate yourself. Sometimes I feel like I'm not going to get it anyway, so what's the point? But you do have to motivate yourself, and when you feel yourself falling, try and pick yourself up. Talk to people, you can do it, and yeah, just don't give up. You are made for something great. You are here for a reason. You know, you are here for something, and don't give up. Yeah, it's sad that the school system makes a lot of people feel stupid. And don't get me wrong, throughout this video, it is great for some people. It is, and it's perfect for some people who are able to learn like that. It's great, but for so many people, it is missing out, and it's not helping loads of people, and it's awful. The Leaving Cert doesn't help you with what you need in life. It'll give you a little bit of information. School will give you experience, but it is not helping you with everything that you need to know in life. And I think it needs to change ASAP. Ugh. Thank you so much for watching this video. It's a little bit of a ramble. I just wanted to get through what I don't like about the education system and what I think needs to change, and I hope changes before the time I have children, because I am not going to be happy, that is for sure. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know what you don't like about the education system. My social medias, as always, are linked down below. And don't forget to subscribe. We are very close to 300 subscribers, and thank you so much. And I will see you very soon with another video. Bye. Did I just... bye. Bye.